The Democrats are just not running on different policies. The Democrats are running to destroy our state and our nation. We cannot let them get one smidge of momentum in the great state of Tennessee.
Senator Marsha Blackburn with a warning for Tennessee voters. Blackburn making the comments after cruising to victory in the Republican primary for governor, winning handily. President Trump reacting with this quote, "I know Marsha well, and she has my complete and total endorsement to be the next governor of the great state of Tennessee. Congratulations, Marsha." To discuss, let's bring in Glenn Jacobs, Knox County, Tennessee mayor, WWE Hall of Famer. Can I just call you Kane? Is that okay?
Sure. Sure, thanks. Thanks for having me on, John.
Mayor, thanks for joining us. Tennessee's never had a female governor, but it looks like now it will. She'll face Democrat Jerry Green in November. Green considers herself a common-sense Democrat, supports gun control, red flag, gun locks. Why is Green not right for Tennessee, in your opinion?
Marsha Green is right for Tennessee. Marsha Blackburn is right for Tennessee, and the reason is because of her conservative track record and everything that she brings to the table. As she mentioned in that clip, the Democrat Party has moved further and further to the left. We can even see that here in Tennessee. In Knox County, last night was also the election for the mayor of Knox County, and a Democrat candidate who just a few years ago was marching in support of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, actually only lost by about 5 points in that race. So it's really important for people to know what's going on, even here in the great state of Tennessee. The socialists are making inroads, and I would say it is not your grandparents' Democrat Party anymore. It's something completely different and something that is much closer to outright communism than we've ever seen before. And certainly we do not want that in our state. And Marsha Blackburn will literally build a wall around our state so that it stops at the Tennessee line.
She's definitely been solidly in the MAGA America First camp, that's for sure. Now, I want to tell you, I'm up here in New York, but I do have sources. And my sources are saying that this mayor from Knox County, WWE Hall of Famer, worked his tail off to help Marsha Blackburn achieve some of those goals. And a little bird says maybe there may be some other political new heights for Kane. And, will you possibly, I'm hearing Tennessee's going to be looking for a new senator. Would you throw your hat in the ring? Are you looking for property in the nation's capital right now?
Well, I'll tell you, John, it was super cool for me to be with the senator over the past couple days. We were on a plane flying from Mountain City, which is as far east as you get in Tennessee, to Memphis, which is as far west. And I thought to myself, wow, this country boy from Missouri is on a plane with the future governor of Tennessee, which was just so awesome. For me, I still have 25 days left in office. We do have a new mayor coming in, so I will help them get as ready as I possibly can. I'll be working as hard on my last day as I do my first day. Then the next step and the priority is ensuring that Marsha Blackburn is the next governor of Tennessee. When you look at this general election, we're all confident, but we can't be comfortable. We still have to do the work. So those are the priorities for me right now.
I think that was like a Dancing with the Stars moment there. You did a little tap danceroo around what I was asking you. Can you give us any hints if you may have an interest, if your family's prepared for you to potentially be the senator?
Yeah, sure. At this point, I seriously don't know what my future holds. It's been the honor of my lifetime to serve as Knox County mayor. Maybe I do more in politics. I'm just not sure. I've been very blessed because of my wrestling career to have many opportunities in many different areas. So it's something we'll just have to wait and see. And again, it's not something that I'm really thinking about right now. There's other things that are much more top of mind for me.
All right. Well, look, you did amazing stuff, and the Blackburn team did amazing stuff. It looks like that's on the right tracks. I would love to see you, maybe coming off the top rope on Charles Schumer like that. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy Superfly Snooker style or something. That might be good to see in the Senate chamber. Shake it up a little bit.
Add a little action. Make it a little more colorful.
The Cobra Clutch, Are you surprised that Tennessee Congressman Andy Ogles lost his race, even after he received President Trump's endorsement. What's the nuance there? What happened?
Yeah, so the mainstream media is trying to make this all about President Trump's endorsement, but I would remind everybody that politics is local, and there are a number of different factors in this race. One is the district was redistricted, and most recently, and has a lot more rural areas. Charlie Hatcher was the commissioner of agriculture, so he certainly is in tune with all of that. Charlie Hatcher is going to be a really great congressman. There's no doubt about that. Now we've seen President Trump put a post out in support of him, so I wouldn't read too much into that. I think it's just that politics is local, and we often forget that and try to make it a lot bigger than what it really is.
Great stuff. Glenn, you recently tombstoned a plan to install 270 flock cameras in your county. These solar cameras, they're capturing car information and investigate crimes. But from my perspective, we have them all over New York here and stuff. And I'm thinking, like, what about there's more and more Big Brother? What about our privacy? Glenn, what the flock?
Hey, you hit the nail on the head. We want law enforcement to have all the tools they need to do their jobs, but those tools need to remain within the confines of the Constitution and the Fourth Amendment. Flock cameras are called LPRs, automatic license plate readers. I would argue there's something completely different. They are a mass surveillance system, especially when they're deployed in large numbers around an area. I'm happy that my friend and my predecessor as Knox County Mayor, Congressman Tim Burchett, has legislation which would ban federal funding for flock cameras going to states and localities. I think that's something we really need to look at because you're exactly right. It's the fact that we have, with new technology, we have the ability to watch people as never before, and that can become very dangerous, especially if it falls into the wrong hands.
Yeah, I recently been researching this, and there's stories out now that Flock is actually reselling the data. And to me, I felt like that's a bridge too far. If they're going to resell my data, I say, get the Flock out of here.
There's lots of funds too, which makes it, they probably should have chosen a different name because there are a lot of puns that gets thrown around about Flock right now.
Indeed. Real quick, let's talk WWE 10-time champion Brock Lesnar announcing his retirement after a 24-year career. Look, we've seen tragedy after tragedy, sad stories of great wrestlers who had, unfortunate endings. How hard is it to adjust to that life for 24 years, and how hard is it for you to adjust to life outside the ring?
Well, sure. For me, I was able to step into something different in the political realm, and I think that's very important. Brock will do that as well. He's talking about spending more time with his family. His daughter is a world-class javelin thrower. Is going to try out for the Olympics, as well as just supporting his kids and everything that they do. So I wish Brock the best. He's had an extraordinary career. You look at the way his career ended and what he did to make Obafemi the next big thing was really remarkable. So just big kudos to him and best of luck in everything that he does in the future. And I'm sure that we'll be hearing more from Brock Lesnar over the years to come.
All right, Glenn Jacobs, one great flocking mayor and guy. Appreciate you, man.